It all came together in the dramatic first sequence.
What's your name again?
Chrissy.
It's a beach party, and a girl and I sort of catch eyes.
I was kind of sitting off by myself, just not doing much of anything. And a young gentleman came up, and I just got up and ran away.
She rips off her clothes and heads into the water, and I try to rip my clothes off and stumble and fall. Look! Call out!
The Susan Baccalini effect sequence of being killed by the shark, I still think to this day was one of the most dangerous things that happened.
He told me, he said, when your scene is finished, I want the people under the chairs with the popcorn and the bubble gum. The cameraman, the assistant cameraman, Steven Spielberg was in the water with me the whole time. And they had a box that was a big black box with the camera in it, and it was half underwater and half above the water. And they kept it right on that level.
You never see the shark, which was by design.
She was actually being tugged left and right by 10 men on one rope and 10 men on the other back to shore. And that's what caused her to move like that.
They attached me with cables and ran cables from the beach all the way out to pilings. And then they just did the jerking back and forth part like that.
Putting the girl on that pulley and having her, just the idea of it was more horrifying than seeing the shark.
If 10 people pulled at the same time, everybody warned me the pure power of people pulling on her body in two different directions. You would really hurt her back. So that was a very dangerous thing.
I figured screaming like I was, if something did happen, nobody would know it. Nobody would have known to come help me.
It was so terrifying to see her dragged back and forth and then under that it mesmerized the audience.
The very last shot when I go under, he did the pulling on that because he wanted it just a certain way.
She's praying, and then she comes into a close-up, and then she's gasping for air, and then she's pulled down, and I was on the rope for that last tug.
Later, they would add the finishing touch.
Susan and Steven were looping the screams, and he had her tilt her head back, and he poured water down her throat while she screamed, which is now known as waterboarding. So Steven is actually guilty of a war crime, and